interest rates, all of those concerns are still there, and much of the cues coming in from the international markets in sense of Europe also are on the weaker side. You have Euro declining 3.5% for 2011, and that doesn't augur so well for the Indian rupee. Going forward, it really is anybody's guess because markets are talking about Europe, a QE3 coming in from US as well, the interest rate scenario. So you have a huge range to tackle really from 48 to 58 on the higher side for the first quarter of 2012, though many people still are bending towards 56 to 58 as we head into the new year.
All right, Manisha, many thanks for that. Manisha, they're talking to us about the performance of both the rupee and gold when it comes to 2011. Let's take a breather here then on business day. But up ahead, Cyclone Thane strikes Tamil Nadu and 9 people are dead. We'll get you an update when we're back.
This show brought to you by Experience the amazing every day with Nokia Lumia 800.
Hope this joyous season brings you and your family all the prosperity and wealth. We wish you a happy, healthy and safe year ahead. From me, Supriya Srinath, and all of us here at ET Now.
Store your world in hours.
She is the first Grandmaster from India and the first sportsperson to get the Padma Vibhushan. According to wisdom, he is one of the greatest batsmen to walk on a pitch. She has won a record 27 Filmfares, 2 Oscars, 2 Grammys, 1 Golden Globe, 4 national and countless international awards. When their loved ones dreamt of becoming the best, they dreamt the same. Union Bank of India. Because your dreams are not yours alone.
The show is called Business Day. Now life has come to a standstill near the Tamil Nadu coast as Cyclone Thane hit the coast and is moving towards Pondicherry. At least 8 people have died in the cyclonic storms so far. Times now has a ground report.
Well, even as Puducherry and Kadalur have been severely affected, Chennai city has been spared the wrath of Cyclone Thane. There have been gusty winds as well as heavy rainfall through the day, but very minimal damage to property or even any casualties in the city. But officials are leaving nothing to chance. The Chief Minister has already taken stock of the situation, but people are also taking no chances. Schools have been closed today. A few commercial establishments have also been shut. But the Chennai citizens are definitely giving a huge sigh of relief that they've been spared the wrath of Cyclone Thane.
Okay, moving on. Turns out it could be an expensive start to 2012. Remember, it's time for the fortnightly review of petrol prices, and an increase is expected since we know that oil marketing companies are currently making losses of over ₹1.50 a litre of petrol. ET Now's Nitya Balakrishnan is joining us for the very latest. Well, Nitya, what's the word coming in from oil marketing companies? Given the Parliament is in session, is a price hike likely, you think?
Well, Tanya, the OMCs are in for their fortnightly review of petrol prices, and like you mentioned, they're losing around ₹1.50 per litre of petrol at the moment. Now remember, for the fortnight ending December 15th, they were losing close to 50 paisa per litre of petrol, but they didn't really pass on the hike to the consumer. Instead, they chose to absorb it themselves. Can they afford to do this again this time around is the big question. Now also we have assembly elections coming up in 5 different states. So will the government actually intervene and ask OMCs to restrain from going in for a price hike at the moment is what everybody is wondering about. But remember, as far as OMCs are concerned, they're facing a double whammy of sorts here clearly. There is the declining rupee, as well as globally crude prices are hovering at extremely high levels. So what many people believe is that the OMCs will actually go in and hike prices this time around, simply because they will not have to go in and opt for a drastic change next fortnight. So given the fact that they're losing 1.5 rupees at the moment, plus sales tax, we could be bracing ourselves for close to a 2 rupee hike per litre of petrol. So does that mean that right at the beginning of the new year, you and I will be shelling out a little more for our petrol bills, Tanya? That is something that we're keeping a close eye on indeed.
And of course, that can't be good news. Nitya Balakrishnan, many thanks for that quick heads up. We'll take a breather here on Business Day, but up ahead, we look beyond the 2G telecom tangle here in India and bring you the top 5 international controversies that rocked 2011.
The model of the modern global airline. An ambitious mission we remind ourselves of all the time. Flying more than ever with a flock of new planes in our fleet. You'll be greeted once you're seated by many captains just like me.
On your journey there up in the air, we'll handle every hassle. Great with kids and seniors to tourists and multinational. Our service is so popular, we're flying international. Our service is so popular, we're flying international.
Remind ourselves now one more time with each and every single flight. Here we be the model of a modern global airline. Every time we fly, we will ensure that you will have no
Store your world in hours.
Recession is a state of mind. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I don't eat eggs, but that is immaterial. Even for a society, failing to plan is planning to fail.
अरे सुबह सुन ना, कोटक महिंद्रा ना 4 की जगह 6% इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है.
Shall we open an account?
अरे बिल्कुल खोल ले. Don't look at it as 2% more. Look at it as 50% extra. जैसे 10,000 का इंटरेस्ट 15,000. Amazing ना?
Hope this joyous season brings you and your family all the prosperity and wealth. We wish you a happy, healthy and safe year ahead. From me, Supriya Srinath, and all of us here at ET Now.
A large earthquake, magnitude 8.4, hit northern Japan.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
What we want to do is make a leapfrog trail.
Now, 2011 has been a year embroiled with scandals, not just here in India, but in the world. This year has seen it all, from over $7 billion lost in fraud, to bankruptcy of top firms, to even resignations from prime ministers. Here, then, are the top 5 international controversies that rocked 2011.
This year saw some of the biggest political and financial scandals in recent times. From Wall Street, where billions of dollars went missing in client funds, to Berlusconi's provocative late-night bunga parties. Here are 5 of the biggest stories on how the mighty fell in 2011.
A
At number 5 is Japanese optical equipment maker Olympus. One of the biggest cover-ups in global corporate history, ousted CEO Michael Woodford blew the whistle on a massive $6 billion cover-up of losses spanning over 2 decades since 1990. Questions abound on how top firms like Ernst & Young and KPMG could sign off on faulty financial statements for decades. And from one whistleblower to another, WikiLeaks comes in at number 4. When Visa, MasterCard, PayPal stopped transferring donations to WikiLeaks, the site found its avenger in Anonymous, a secret group of unknown hackers. Anonymous hacked into Visa, MasterCard and PayPal systems, paralyzing accounts, compelling them to release frozen donations. Fighting for survival, the website has not been able to release cables due to a funding shortage. Founder Julian Assange is also fighting extradition to Sweden, where he's charged with having sex with a minor. And at number 3 is Murdoch's phone hacking mess. Rupert Murdoch and his empire, which once seemed invincible, were now humbled as they faced tough questions from the British Parliament. Phones of former PM Gordon Brown, murder victims, celebrities and British royalty were hacked for an inside edge on stories. News of the World, the tabloid at the center of the hacking mess, was shut after over 150 years in print. The giant News Corp empire is now fighting to keep its image alive after a $12.5 billion bid was withdrawn. At number 2, Berlusconi steals the spotlight from Italy's debt crisis. Perhaps the most controversial leader in recent times, Silvio Berlusconi found himself in the middle of a lawsuit involving an underage prostitute. The scandal threw light on his late-night bunga parties. Hosted at his villa, these bunga parties usually involve 30-odd models, female celebrities and paid escorts. Embroiled in tax fraud and sex scandals, Berlusconi was forced to resign after 17 years in power for poorly handling Italy's debt crisis. And finally, at number 1, from his walk of shame to that of vindication, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, former IMF chief, was charged with sexual assault for raping a hotel maid in New York. Disgraced DSK was forced to resign and a tarnishing spotlight was thrown on his womanizing ways, with many women alleging sexual harassment. Rape charges were eventually dropped due to a lack of evidence. What exactly happened that night eludes the public, but the incident itself has had far-reaching effects. DSK's post was taken over by Christine Lagarde, who must play a pivotal role in fighting the global debt crisis, a role many say DSK could have handled better. Also, once a strong candidate of French presidency, it still remains unclear whether DSK will run for the post or even have a shot at it.
In fact, that's not all. We'll round up all the international news in 2011 on a special edition of our program, that's Global Business Report, that plays out this evening at 7 p.m. Make a note of it and make sure you tune in. With that, we wrap it up here on Business Day. Thanks a bunch for watching.
A large earthquake, magnitude 8.4, hit northern Japan.
The United States is conducting an operation to kill Osama bin Laden.
What we want to do is make a leapfrog trial.
Brought to you by Ford. Feel the difference. Samsung Galaxy Note. Kotak Mahindra Bank.
आ जाओ हाँ आपको तो आदत है आदत क्यों लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कितने का है 3 लाख दिखते तो 30 लाख के और इंश्योरेंस 3 लाख का हाँ तो क्या लगता है जरूरत पड़ने पे सालों साल चलता रहेगा जादू है क्या तो क्या करूं अरे यार एगॉन रेडिकर की सलाह लो कम इंश्योरेंस लेने की बीमारी है KILB हाँ KILB से बचो और कॉल करो और जानो अपना सही इंश्योरेंस अमाउंट KILB से बचो आदत बदलो
understands one thing perfectly, that all things are linked. This inspires us to create new possibilities that link all of us. Hyundai. New thinking. New possibilities.
As we come to the end of a year that was in many ways best forgettable, from me, George Cherian, here's wishing you a happy, safe and successful 2012.